My name is Kylie McCullough, and this is my Persuasion Speech. How many of you have a social media account, whether Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, etc.? Most of us use our social media accounts multiple times a day. Social media is defined as websites and applications that enable users to create and share content or to participate in social networking. BBCnews.com, last accessed on January 5th, 2018, states that 3 billion people, around 40% of the world's population, use online social media, and we're spending an average of 2 hours every day sharing, liking, tweeting, and updating on these platforms, according to some reports. That breaks down to around 500,000 tweets and Snapchat photos shared every minute. While we are using social media, we don't realize the negative effects it is having on us and our daily lives. Today, I am going to be telling you why we should stop using social media. With almost half the world's population using social media, we need to realize that there are more issues with these platforms than we think. Social media has negative impacts on our moods, relationships, self-esteem, and more. In 2014, researchers in Austria found that participants reported lower moods after using Facebook for 20 minutes compared to those who just browsed the internet. This study suggested that people felt the way because they saw it was a waste of time. Social media sites make more than half of users feel inadequate, according to a survey of 1,500 people by Disability Charity Scope. And half of 18 to 34-year-olds say it makes them feel unattractive. When we are using social media sites, we are constantly comparing ourselves to others. This brings about feelings of jealousy and envy, which negatively impacts our moods. Another problem with social media is even when we are out with friends face to face, we are still focusing on our cell phones and social media accounts. Think about it. Has there ever been a time where you were out with friends, maybe getting something to eat, you're in the middle of a conversation, and your friend just starts scrolling through their Twitter feed? I know I have before. Social media is negatively impacting our relationships. In a study, researchers writing in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationship tasked 34 pairs of strangers with having a 10-minute conversation about an interesting event that had happened to them recently. Each pair sat in a private booth, and half had a mobile phone on top of their table. Those with a phone in eyeshot were less positive when recalling their interaction afterwards. We are wasting our time and energy on social media. The average person spends at least 2 hours on social media every day. Think about how much we could accomplish in those 2 hours rather than looking at people's selfies on Instagram. The next issue with social media is it becomes an addiction. How could someone become addicted to social media, and what is a social media addiction, you may be asking yourself. A social networking addict could be considered someone with a compulsion to use social media to excess, constantly checking Facebook statuses, updates, or stalking people's profile on Facebook, for example, for hours on end, from lifewire.com, last accessed on August 27, 2018. Estimates possess that over 210 million people suffer from internet and social media addictions worldwide. People are constantly checking their phone and scrolling through social media sites, dated from MediaKicks.com. Research shows us that social media is addictive. Studies show that all retweets and Facebook likes have affected our brain's reward area. Social media interaction is like syringing dopamine straight into the system, stated from addictionresource.com. Finally, the biggest problem and one of the major reasons we should stop using social media is cell phone-related car accidents. 90% of drivers admit to using smartphones behind the wheel. Of those respondents, 50% reportedly use their smartphones to check social media. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention reports that each day, 9 people are killed and more than 1,000 are injured as a result of smartphone use while driving. from MediaKicks.com. As you can see, social media is causing much more harm than we are realizing. Platforms such as Facebook and Twitter are negatively affecting people's moods and relationships. People are developing social media addictions, and with the increase of social media and cell phone use, more accidents are occurring on the road and putting people's lives, not just their own, in danger. So next time you log into Snapchat or Instagram, think about this. In conclusion, that is why I believe we should stop using social media.